Hey everybody, it's the boss lady here, coming to you, I guess you could say, from my vacation vehicle. Boss man bought this vehicle for me, or for us, for our upcoming family vacation, which will be in a few months, about 4 or 5 months or whatever. And he bought this vehicle because, since I had the whole blood clot situation, my doctor has suggested if we are going to do a road trip, to make sure that I have a vehicle that's comfortable and, to ride in, I can move around in and not so much be cramped. Because our last vacations that we've done road trips, we've actually used the smallest car in our fleet. And so, and granted, I have the SUV or whatever, but boss man don't like driving the SUV, which is fine. He likes more of a luxury sedan or, old school style car. So I'm actually doing something that we love. I'm trailing him. Because we have so many vehicles, depending on what he wants or what he gets or what he does, we have to look into going to certain places and going to, like the paint shops and body shops, stuff like that, because he doesn't do that type of stuff. He doesn't paint the vehicles. But so this is something that we have done. It kind of took me back. That's why I'm vlogging about it, because when we first started out, and him getting his very first car, or I should say car to us, this is something that we've done all the time, and that is, basically me following behind him because he's got some place to go and, drop off a car or whatever. So, yeah, kind of, I don't know. It took me back for a minute, I kind of got a little excited, I guess, because this is just something that's a part of us. This is a part of Bossland, and if ever this changes, there's a problem, basically. So I said all that to say this: when you are with your significant other, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, if guys are watching this, your wives, always take it back to the beginning. Take it back to, the time where you didn't have much. You didn't have much, or, you were just starting out, and, stuff that just was fun. I will say, in the beginning, because this is the month, this is April, so this is the month that we celebrate how long we've been together. So we've been together, it'll be 23 years on the 21st. And I will say, in the beginning, I did not like all this car business. I'm just going to be honest. I'm a girl. I'm a lady. I'm a woman. And, I mean, who gets off into all this type of stuff? Nobody but me and boss man. He loves his cars. And at first, I didn't understand it. His parents didn't understand it. My parents didn't understand it, nor did my sisters. Why has he got all those cars? I mean, you only can drive one at a time. Yeah, well, just like how us ladies like to have a different pair of shoes for every outfit we got in our closet, or different purse, to satisfy our fancy. My husband is the same way when it comes to his car. So if he can, drive a different car every day for a week and not drive the same car twice, sorry for the lighting, that's just how he is. And honestly, I love it now, especially when, a vehicle break down and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because, it's like, oh my God, how you get a flat tire, or I don't know, you blow the engine. I don't have that worry, so to speak. I don't have that worry of what am I going to do? Basically it's, okay, what car do you want to drive? Which one do you want to pay the most gas out of? That's my issue. We had one car that I just loved. Oh my gosh. It was a Lincoln Mark, and that car, it had a good bark to it. I mean, ooh-wee. It's like when you got on the road, folks knew you was on the road. And I just loved that car. But that car sucked a lot of gas. It had a V8 engine, and I mean, whoo, it was a beautiful car. But yeah, boss lady don't like nobody taking her money, even if it's a vehicle. So anyway, I just wanted to vlog a little bit because, like I said, this just reminded me of taking it back to the beginning. And you know, at first I kind of was like, you know, I really don't want to do this today. But then I thought about it and I said, you know, this is our way of spending time together. You know, a lot of people, oh, you got to go out on a date. You got to go to the movies. You got to go to the restaurants. You got to, you know, do this, do that, spend X, Y, Z and money and whatever. My thing is, you do what makes you happy and the rest will follow. You know, I love my husband. You know, and some days I have to remind myself of that. Yeah, I love him. I love him. I love him. And, whew, it's hot. I just love the fact that we're able to do things like this that are not conventional, or if that makes sense, or something that, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, just not the norm. You know, I don't want to do things like everybody else. I like what we do, just as well as like vacations and stuff. You know, people, why don't you go to Disney World? Why don't you go to the Caribbean, Jamaica, this and that? You know, you need to go on a cruise with your husband and blah, blah, blah. Not so much. You know what I'm saying? We do what we do that makes us happy. And I know something was brought up recently concerning us. And my husband said, that's just not what I do for my lady. You know, I do what I want to do for my lady. Don't tell me what to do for my lady. And so I could tell he was disgusted by, you know, what was said to him. And I understand that. And so I had to have that, I guess you would say, hard conversation. Because some women have this fairy tale, you know, so to speak. And don't get me wrong, Boss Lady has her fairy tale too. But I can honestly say that my Prince Charming is right here by my side. Of course, he's outside the car doing some other things. But what I mean is I definitely have my Prince Charming in my life. I love him. What we do is what we do, and we enjoy it. Our children want for nothing. Especially Miss Peanut, Lord help. But, you know, I enjoy what we do. So if it's riding an old school Cadillac, you know, around the Capitol and, you know, just kind of showing off a little bit, that's what we do, and we enjoy that. I know when gas prices change, and I had brought this up, when gas prices change, we don't do our ride-alongs anymore, you know, but prices are different now. So, you know, we're getting back to it. And I just, you know, I'm happy. So I just had to, you know, vlog a little bit, you know, give y'all a little giddiness of Boss Lady and Boss Man, you know. But like I said, if you have a significant other, you know, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you know, take it back to the beginning. You know, people forget, especially when you're together for so long like us, they forget. So, and I'm trying to see, I don't know if we're staying or going. But anyway, you got to take it back to the beginning, because that's where it all started, you know. And hold on one second. Okay, not exactly for sure what just happened, but I guess we're leaving one spot and going to another. So I guess we're shopping around. But anyway, so let me just wrap this up real fast. All I wanted to say was just take it back to the beginning of when you first started out, you know. I know for like us, every now and then we'll sit and we will talk about, you know, where it all started, you know. Sometimes we'll even drive by our old neighborhood and look at, you know, our first place and our second and third place that we lived in. And because we lived in a duplex first, and then we had 2 apartments. You know, one was a 1-bedroom, the other one was a 2-bedroom, and then we got the house. So we always like to take it back to the beginning, though, of where we started, and just kind of, you know, reminisce, especially, you know, with Miss Peanut, because, you know, babe girl was with us from the beginning, but, you know, Miss Peanut, all she knows is the house. So it's kind of nice to, you know, take her back to our old neighborhood and show her, you know, this is where, you know, we kind of started, you know. And we try to reminisce and just kind of bring it back full circle, just so, you know, because a lot of people will sit and look at us and think, oh, you guys, you know, been together for so long, and you guys done this and you done that, and blah blah blah. And it's like, you know, I tell everybody, by no means is our relationship peaches and cream, you know. And that's one thing that people need to get away from, thinking that if a person's been with someone for, you know, 20 plus years, oh, it just must be a bed of roses. Yeah, with thorns. So, and if Boss Man was to ever come to the channel, yeah, he would tell you, yeah, it was a bed of thorns with a couple of rose petals. You know, so, you know, never think that someone's relationship is just, you know, a fairy tale. I mean, now, like I said, I do have my Prince Charming, you know, but it's what's best for me, not for anyone else, but for me. And I love that. I love that about him. You know, he loves that about me. And he's got me driving around this big old truck trying to scare me half to death in this car. But anyway, so I don't know. Oh, we're getting gas, I see. And I'm just pushing buttons. I'm just pushing buttons because I'm not used to this car. But like I said, you know, just take it back to the beginning. You know, that's what we do. But we do get to a point of, we get complacent. You know, things just kind of go, you know, from here to there, everywhere. Oh, gosh, someone done pulled up next to me. Same kind of car. And they looking at me. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that, guys. The camera cut off, and then I had to check in with Boss Man to figure out what exactly are we doing. But I guess we're going to a different location now. And so I just didn't turn the camera back on until we got closer to where we're going, just because it was a lot of freeway driving. And so I wanted to make sure that I was paying attention to the road. You know, now we on regular roads, kind of, so to speak, or whatever. So, but anyways, so just like I said, you know, in the beginning part of this, you know, take it back to the beginning. Take it back to when you didn't have anything. I always think back to a minister that I heard, you know, she talked about, you know, going back to when you had no money, you know, go back to when you know, had only that little piece of a couch and, you know, one little chair in your spot or whatever. If you've been together as long as we have, yeah, you might have been through those type of things. And so a lot of times we will do that, you know. We think back to when we only had, I'll never forget, our first place we had my parents' old furniture. Actually, it's my mom's, I'm trying to think, it's my mom's old furniture from when she got divorced or whatever. And then when we moved into our first apartment, we had to start all over again as far as furniture is concerned. And so we had like half a couch, you know, it was like one of those sectionals, but it wasn't the full sectional. And then mixed match chair. Yeah, it was a hot mess. Ooh-wee. So to go from where we was to where we are is nothing but a blessing. But I like being able to do things like what we're doing today. We did this a lot, just he and I, you know, going from, you know, paint shops and body shops and even car dealerships and stuff. We used to go to car dealerships and just what do you call it, test drive cars. And then it's funny because like some of the cars that he test drove, he actually has owned. So, you know, I want this kind of, you know, Cadillac or this kind of car or XYZ, and then, you know, so many years later, then boom, we got them. So, you know, it's nice to just kind of, you know, like I said, reminisce and just take it back to the beginning. And I like doing things like this because it gives us a sense of togetherness, you know, because it's something that we've always done. Of course, now, I want to say, when we had baby girl small like that, because, you know, we've been together since she was 2, she didn't complain. But Miss Peanut, Miss Peanut's like, why are we doing this? And, you know, how come I don't have nothing to play with? Or, you know, this is boring. So it's kind of funny with the 2 different kids and the 2 different eras that we're, you know, doing all this stuff in. But yeah, I just enjoy, you know, spending time with my husband. So just wanted to kind of, you know, vlog on this today, especially with this being the month that we celebrate how long we've been together. We used to make a big deal out of this anniversary. I mean, now I make more of a big deal about the wedding anniversary, but I told him I don't ever want to forget the start. So we never try to forget the start of us, you know, and we just gonna continue on and continue on. So that's all I wanted to vlog about today, guys. So I hope you're having a great day. I definitely have my motivation going, and yeah, so once again, y'all getting to see Boss Lady and her giddiness, because, you know, I get to talk about Boss Man, and he always says, you get this smile about you, your eyes twinkle, and all this stuff. And it was funny, he got a compliment this morning on me. Well, it was my compliment, but he took it as well. We had saw his physician, and his physician said, when he walked in the room, and I said, good morning, you know, and he said, can I just take a picture of your smile and keep it in my office? And I was like, huh? He said, your smile just lights up the room. And so, you know, I kind of got embarrassed, which, I mean, I do often, but that is one thing that, that my husband fell in love with, was my smile. And so he has always made comments about my smile. Tell me, you should never be frowning and be upset and blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm just like, well, you know, dude, life gets serious, and I gotta, you know, handle my business. So so yeah, so he kind of, you know, got tickled with the doctor saying that. And I asked him, I said, does that ever make you feel uncomfortable? Because, you know, I mean, another man basically complimenting your wife. And he was like, no. He said, because, you know, he said, I've always known that about you. So I was like, oh, okay. And I can't find a place to park. But anyway, so he was like, no. He said, I've always known that about you. He said, now, if he said something out of pocket and rude, he said, then, yeah, I would have issue. He said, but no. He said, him saying that, he said, that doesn't bother me at all. And then he started smiling, of course, made me smile. So that be that, y'all. But let me go ahead and wrap it up, because I got to go and park this vehicle. And I'm not used to, I mean, even though I drive the SUV, I'm still not used to driving these big old cars, you know. But it is what it is. And he puts me in every last one of them, regardless if I want to drive it or not. But this one, at least it's the luxury one. This ain't the one that we drove out here trailing behind. So, but I will just talk to you guys in a new video. Have a great day, everybody, and love the one that you're with. Okay, bye-bye.